If you've seen the earlier videos, you already know something important. Oversight doesn't show up because a project failed. It shows up because uncertainty became expensive. What most project managers misunderstand is what oversight actually is. They treat it like a phase, a reaction, or something that will relax once things stabilize. The reality is that it isn't. Oversight is a redesign, and here's what to do once it's in place. Stop waiting for it to fade. Waiting feels reasonable. You tell yourself, once this sprint settles, or after the next milestone, discretion will return. Honestly, that's the move that locks oversight in. Because the system has already changed. Leadership didn't add structure to observe you, they added it to remove uncertainty. And once uncertainty drops, there's no incentive to remove the structure that caused it. That's why waiting quietly makes oversight permanent. What actually goes wrong here is subtle. Project managers keep operating as if autonomy is still the goal. They keep hoping behavior alone will reset the environment. But it doesn't. So, here's the decision rule. Operate as if oversight is the new default and optimize inside it immediately. That means you don't pause. You don't prove yourself quietly. And you don't wait for permission to act differently. Instead, you adapt your operating style right away. Here's a general example most project managers recognize. Before oversight, your updates sounded like this. We're exploring a few paths. Or, we're still evaluating trade-offs. Or, there are a couple of options we're considering. After oversight appears, that same language reads differently. It does not sound thoughtful, it actually sounds unresolved. So, instead of waiting for oversight to loosen, you shift how you show judgment inside it. Now, here's a very real specific scenario. Let's say you're in a weekly leadership sync. Oversight has just been added, and there's a new review layer. So that means there are more eyes and more checkpoints. The old instinct is to keep your head down and deliver. The better move is this. You come in with one contained decision. You say plainly, the decision we're making this week is to ship option A. The reason is timeline risk. The alternative adds 2 weeks and doesn't reduce downstream risk. If that assumption changes, I'll flag it. Then you stop. There's no defense. There's no long history lesson. There's no waiting for permission to be decisive. That one move does something important. It tells leadership you're not waiting for autonomy to return. You're containing uncertainty now. I've seen project managers stall for months waiting for oversight to lift, when one operating shift would have stabilized trust in weeks. This is where things quietly go sideways, because oversight doesn't loosen for people who wait. It actually loosens for people who make it unnecessary. One quick interruption here, because this matters. This isn't about pushing back on structure. It's about using structure to show judgment. If you keep hoping the environment resets, you stay reactive. However, if you adapt immediately, you start shaping decisions again, even with oversight in place. And with this, once oversight appears, stop asking, how do I get my discretion back? And start doing this instead. Act as if the structure is permanent and make your judgment indispensable inside it. If you've been waiting for oversight to fade, now you know why it hasn't, and you know what to do.